Hello, beloved. It's that time again for Pick a Card to help you through your week. This time I'm taking from the Druid Animal Oracle deck. I find that nature is one of the best teachers. The wisdom, it's very ancient wisdom. And I like this deck because it kind of captivates that. So I've shuffled and cut the deck and I randomly chose 3 cards. So would you be interested in card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3? Are you ready? If you chose card number 1, you chose the Swan. This card represents soul, love, and beauty. This card here is to remind you to do the things that make your soul sing. It also is to remind you to focus on what brings love to your heart, and also to honor the things that are beautiful in your life. So this card is a reminder. Maybe you've been a little bit drugged down by the minutiae of life. Maybe some things have happened in your life that's almost distracted you from your joy, your love, your beauty, and the things that make your soul sing. So this card is a reminder to take some time to actually bring yourself back to your true essence. Staying busy, working hard is not why you were made. You were made to be in that state of love, to appreciate and create beauty, and to have joyful bliss. So this card is a reminder to access that beautiful part of you. It's in there, and if you're having a hard time doing it, it's probably because you've been on the wheel of work and busyness. So access your beauty again. If you chose card number 2, you chose Wren. The main theme of this card is about humility, cunning, and God or goddess, that higher power. The Wren actually is helping us to remember about the beauty of God and goddess in all things, and it tells us that small is beautiful, and that self-realization lies not in grandiosity or apparent power, but in humility, gentleness, and subtlety. So with this message from Wren, it can be 2 things for those that are watching. One of them could be is maybe you might be an introvert and you don't really bring a lot of attention to yourself. And sometimes you may even have that inner question of, am I enough? Is there something wrong with me? Or, and Wren is there to remind you that no, there's something beautiful in your silence and your observation and your awareness. Small is beautiful. Having humility is beautiful. So that's one reminder. Or it could be another message if you're more of an extrovert, that maybe now doesn't mean you change who you are, but maybe now it's a good time to kind of go inward and listen. We are in retrograde right now, or we'll be coming upon Mercury retrograde. That's usually about going inward. So that energy could be very useful, and a good message for you right now is to kind of maybe dial it back a little bit, and you can make it big for yourself, but it can be just, inward, and maybe just observe like Wren does. And the other message for Wren is when they said about cunning, it's more about using humor and lightheartedness to deal with tackling problems, things that maybe you don't understand, that might even frustrate you. Just sometimes using humor can help you get through it, because you don't always have to understand everything. If you chose card number 3, you chose Salmon. The main focus on Salmon is about wisdom, inspiration, and rejuvenation. The salmon is considered a very, very sacred animal. It's one of the oldest, and the Druid is considered. And often, with great difficulty, the salmon does return to the place of its birth to mate. And the wisdom that we can find from salmon is that we too need to go back to our place, to our lives, to journey in the consciousness back to the beginning. Maybe even to our childhood, revisit some things of wisdom that can be then. That's our origins of God and Goddess. So if you received this message, you chose pile number 3 or card number 3. The salmon is there to remind you that when you retrace your steps back to the beginning origins of your story, without judgment, go back to that state of innocence. There's something magical about accessing the energy of innocence. Is you're more open. And that's kind of a really big message, is when you are open, you can see far more potential for where you're going. And you see more options, and you can have the insight. And if there was trauma in your past, it's not about remembering the trauma, it's about remembering the wisdom you learned from it. And that's what salmon holds for you. I hope this was helpful for you, and I wish you many blessings for your week, many moments of inspiration, and a lot of smiles. Namaste.